Again, I'm just shooting this for the heck of it. Anybody that's interested. I've been thinking about this window, why it doesn't go up. And anyway, another thing I just noticed. This is 3 or 4 days later. I'm going to zoom in on something. You see this right here? If the car's on the lift right now. If it's on the lift, it changes that much. Those lines don't line up anymore. But anyway, I was thinking, I'm trying to think of how to do this without guessing. But what I did notice right now, if you watched the last video, let me try to turn this camera. For some reason, on the last video, this glass was way in here. Now it's hitting, I think, where it should be hitting. Of course, I can't go all the way up because the motor don't work. Again, this is how do you solve these weird problems? And the other thing was, when I put the window up before, the door was open. So I'm going to get in the car and try to push the window up, and then also look at the other side. Again, these are these old cars, and they just weren't made like the modern cars are. But it looks okay. Let me see if I open it. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So the battery is dead. I was just saying that the battery hasn't gone dead for 8 months. Now it's dead. I mean, what did I do different? The only thing I've done is I put the dome light bulb in because it was missing, and messed with the windshield wiper. So we've got another problem. Yeah, I guess I'm getting kind of, right now today, you get like this, I'm getting burned out on working on this car. Plus I'm getting older. And I got other things to work on. So I got to charge the battery. I mean, what else could it be? The only thing I worked on was the windshield wiper, and I put the dome light bulb in. And the motors. And the power window motors. So now I guess I gotta wait. I'll charge the battery, take the dome light bulb out, make sure the wiper motor is on off. I know it is, I just checked it. And see if it goes dead again. If it goes dead, I don't know. Something stupid, I know. Once it charges, put an amp clamp on the battery cable and see if it's drawing any power. And then disconnect one thing, then pull the dome bulb out. First of all, you gotta see if there is a draw. If there's no draw, it shouldn't have went dead. But since there was a draw, that's how I'm going to check it. Pull the dome bulb out. If it stops, that's it. If I still get in a draw, unplug the power window motors. If that doesn't work, unplug the windshield wiper motor. Or I could do the fuses too, but those are the things I messed with. So anyway, I gotta let it charge, so I don't have to do it another day. I got stuff to do. Again, I'm just sharing this stuff in case you're if you bought a car that was in the shape of mine where everything was missing, how do you put it back together and how do you solve these problems? Yeah, I just can't physically fit back here. And while we're here, somebody asked me on a video about these whatever you call these flares. This is how you tighten the nuts right here. There's one there. There's another one up higher, if you can see in there. And I think there's one that goes underneath the car. But this hole right here goes right under this plastic, which is this piece here, which I think I forgot what I called it before. So, shit. I don't feel like pulling this off. I mean, this piece is a bitch. I gotta pull the seats out. Maybe I'll just drill a hole in here. Okay, I've been looking at this. Again, I always say my videos are out of order. I can't help it. I'm pretty sure this goes on like this. See this piece right here? I mean, maybe this is for a non-T-top, I don't know. But this needs to be cut back about 1/4 inch. This is part of this wing panel. Sail panel, that was the term. So it goes on. Or maybe it should be cut back even further back to, I don't know, but that's how it goes on. It won't fit like that on top. It won't fit with this piece on top like that. It has to go like that. And this piece has to go over the top. But it's not going all the way back because it's hitting that piece right. I think it's hitting right there. It's hitting somewhere. Where's it hitting? Actually, it feels like it's hitting in here. Anyway, it goes like that somehow. Yeah, it's hitting here. It's hitting here. Yeah, just to carry this one step further, I went upstairs. I'm on my back again. So here's the 2 different kinds, if you can see them. This one is square. And this one is sloped. If I put one on top of the other, that's how they look. Let's see. Or if I do it the other way around. You can see it better that way. Put the other one up, which, where is it? If I put this one up, it just doesn't fit that hole at all, because it looks like it wants to be turned, if you can see that. I mean, I don't know, what did this car, I don't understand. Is it a different year? Why? If anybody knows, why is this one square and this one tilted? What car did this come off of? Did they change it? Anyway, well, this is a 79 top, so who knows? I know I'm overdoing this video, but that's the way I am, I guess. But I was talking about, this is the next day. I just pushed that in there and now I can't get it out. So it's just a regular nail. I'm just going to leave the head on it because it's easier to push in. So you got to slip the seat belt in. And then this nail, or whatever you use, will lock it in place. And the other thing I was again, I'm learning as I'm going because it was put together wrong. Got this piece on here. You can see the old hole was there for this, I think. I mean, I just drilled a new hole. But, and then this piece here, I had the notch. Again, this is the aftermarket. I had to notch a piece out of here because I couldn't get it to go all the way in. So I notched it, pushed it all the way in. So that lined up that, and this had to go wherever it went, here. And then I pushed it hard this way, and then drill the hole, then put it in, and this is the way, this is gonna be at an angle, but that's how it should look. So now that I solved that, I can put this in. Okay, again, I'm laying on my back, or I'm laying in the back seat. That's it. That's as close as I can get this up to that, but it does line up. So if it doesn't line up, these screws won't go into those grooves. And then it looks like this over here. So this so the headliner has to go in, then this has to go in, then this has to go in. But before that goes in, this has to be in, and the seat belt has to be in, and then this, you should probably get this in, and then this. And that's the only way I can figure out how to do it, is put it under everything, or trim this. So I did it. And now the T-top plastic is nice and tight because this is on. So here's a better view of this all put together. But now, I must have been reaching around when I was in here, and this came loose. But I'm looking at it. The painter put this on for me, but they just glued it. There should be a, actually I think it should be like a plastic push-in that fits, but I'll just put a screw. Let's see what's on the other side. Yeah, they put a screw over there. But originally there was a piece of plastic. But this is, let's see, this is a new quarter panel. So this hole was never in there. So just looking at it. Just gonna put I guess what fits is up against here. So that's where the hole's gonna have to be. So I'm just gonna drill a hole there. Yeah, I sure would like to have seen a new car. So I know this is where it goes because it fits right in there. Look at this gap. Again, this is aftermarket. I don't know if this is made wrong or what. I know this is where it's supposed to go. I know this is where it's supposed to go. Again, if you want to dress up your car, I could just put like jam a bunch of paper in there and then just put some caulking. I probably won't do that. And I guess while I'm here, I might as well put this vent in. Okay, I got this in. You just kind of slip it down and then push it in. Of course, this doesn't fit perfect either. But again, I'm just trying to finish up this car. So that's done. All that's done. I guess I could switch this too. Now, since I'm here. I don't want to forget, because this goes, the seatbelt goes again. I can't, sorry about the picture of it. This goes over like that. And by the way, you can put this in, you can put that in after the seat's in. So I'm just looking at this, yeah, I'll just take this out. Again, I feel kind of stupid about some of this stuff I'm showing, but anyway, here's the old one for the driver's side. Here's the new one for the driver's side. So here's the driver's side and here's the passenger side. So they're different. But the part number, again, I think I get this at Classic Industries, I think, a long time ago. I just buy them wherever they're the cheapest. Looking at the rivet. And I wanted the Fisher emblem. So it looks like it matches. This is all blue. Here's the old one. New one. I'm just curious. I'm looking at it. Looks pretty close, except for right there. It doesn't matter. And it seems to be the same material. So I'll put that on. The holes lined up. Make sure that you have this sill panel on again first before this. And the carpet, overlap it about to here. And then I want to just show you one more thing. I was talking about the this side. See, it had a push pin, but they must have. The problem with paint shops is they don't put things together right. But anyway, that's how it should look. And this one's got a gap too, not as big, but then you got this big old gap in here. So now I'm going to put this sill plate on, and then I'm going to work on getting this thing right, because this one does not have a screw in here. And I'll make sure that this is in right. I'm just looking at it. Here's the other side to the defroster, by the way. And here's this side, again, there's the windshield. And here's the gasket I put on it before. Here's that silicone, it's all dried, it's flexible. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't leave a hole. So anyway, I siliconed it all. I showed this before, but now it's all dry. I put some behind that so it won't go there. And again, we'll get back to the doors eventually. I'm still charging the battery. I mean, I disconnected the battery charger overnight. And this bugs me. I made sure that this trunk fit perfect. It lined up perfect here. You know, this way. And the height was right, but that stupid gasket. But I think I'm just looking at this tab in here, down deep inside. I'm thinking maybe I can adjust this. See, these stripes were lined up when you put it on. So once the gasket went on, anyway, and then I caulked all this, because there was a big gap here too, and I caulked here. This thing's not gonna leak. I did not caulk in here. because I figured, what's the difference? The water's going to run down in there anyway. So I'm getting sidetracked again. I'm going to go pull that other sill off. And just trying to use up these parts on this table. I'm getting down to the door. License plate. Yeah, I just thought I'd show this. So here's the passenger side. I mean, this is some stuff that I went over before, but you can see where the edge was. But this piece here is another piece, and I can't remember the name of it, like a sub-sill. These were rotted. Look around, you can find the cheapest ones. I think I got them for like half of what, like half of what most people were charging. And then I guess make sure that you don't cover your screw holes. And then you might run into the problem where the screw holes are kind of, mine look pretty good. But if the hole is kind of stripped out, you're just going to have to go to a bigger screw. I mean, nobody's going to notice. So that's it. And I'm just going to add this in while I'm here. If you go back to our earlier video, I put underlayment under here. Justin put this carpet in for me, and he held that back. I might have told him to, but cut these, just cut a hole. I'm going to cut that piece off, cut this flap off. If not, trying to get these in is a real pain. They'll grab. If you want, you could just spray that black. So I'm going to just do that right now on all four. Then I'll get back to this. Just want to do this while I'm thinking about it. Oh yeah, one more tip that we learned. How do you cut the carpet? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. You can't cut it with regular scissors. I mean, you can cut it with a utility knife, but I got these at, I don't know where I got them. But these cut right through the carpet, and they cut right through the underlayment. Heritage 7310. I mean, they're well worth it. Whatever they were. Maybe they were 20 bucks. But man, if not, you're just fighting it. And now going back to this again. This is this slide I just did. See the way this is right? Perfect, I guess I would say. So remember what I said. Put this screw in first, and then that wing. Put it wherever it goes. Because we look at this side. It's not in all the way. I think what happened is we put it in the screw hole that was there, but the screw hole that is there is not right. Maybe because this is aftermarket. I mean, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. I'm just going to take this screw out. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Pop this out. And see. So what I just did on the other one is, again, I don't know if this is because this cell panel is different than different on a T-top. I'm just going to cut this back with my air tool. From the bottom, because of that problem I had with it going all the way in. Then I just cut a notch for the screw hole. So cut this back to about here, or else you can't get all the way in. and then just cut a notch, and that'll solve that problem. I'm just looking at this. Well, water should never get into here. Again, these are imperfect designs. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this, cut that, then I can put this, then I can put this all together like I did the other side. Yeah, again, sorry if this is boring, but to the one person that has these problems, so I cut that back, and I cut a hole. That's where the screw hole is, right at my fingertip, and now I can get that in. But before I put that in, I got to put the seat belt in, or at least I want to put the seat belt in, and that's how it goes. I mean, it just goes right where those screws are. Bolts, whatever you want to call them. And while I'm talking about seat belts, I had a hell of, again, this car was missing all the seat belts, so I had to figure out what the heck went in there. This is what you need in '76 and maybe other years, but so a lot of people say that, you know, you go to buy seat belts on eBay. A lot of people say 76, but they're not. So what you want to do is, it should look like this, just like this configuration right here, with this bent piece, this notch here. There's probably a left and right, I don't know if it says it on here. Ignore this piece, that's a trim piece that goes to the seat, that just slipped on there. Let's see. Yeah, this is right. And here's the number. I mean, I don't know. You notice how it says 176? I mean, maybe that's 76? I don't know. But this is the right one. That's how it looks. And I think if you go back, I have some videos of me fixing these. The spring is right inside here, so it says do not remove. So yeah, go back, see if you can find my other videos if you got problems. But that's how it should look. Well, then if you pull these all the way out, right at the very end, or somewhere on there, it'll say the year on the seatbelt too. So if you're buying them, look for that. No, just look for this. It's gotta look like that. I think it's on the seat belts. But yeah, there is a date tag on here. I think one of them says 77, 76, or maybe 75, 76 on the two. That's it on seat belts. Sorry I keep doing this, but to that one person, this will help you. Okay, same thing. I can't remember what I showed, but so I got the seat belt in, and I put the nail in, which locks it together. And this one does say right on it, by the way, that seat belt. So there's no way I can hold the camera in here. I don't have a GoPro. I bought this camera in the beginning for $100. It's some girl at a gas station. So I'll start putting, let's see, I gotta loosen these two screws and then slip it in and put these screws in. No, I gotta put this piece in. I'm almost screwed up because once I put this on, I won't be able to get this in. So I gotta find a screw for that. There's the hole, here's the bottom of that thing I cut. There's the screw hole. So put this screw in first, put it up, push it as tight as I can. Look at this, is barely on there. I'm just looking to see the headliner. I don't know what's going on there. Looks like the headliner is back too much that way. Maybe I can pull it forward, loosen those. If that doesn't go through the headliner, loosen those. See if I can pull this forward. That's not good right there. The other side was way over to here. No, I can't move the headliner for whatever reason. But this piece of trim grabs it, which is good. So anyway, I gotta put a screw in that hole first, then wherever that one lines up, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I forgot. This, I can't get this over far enough because I need to cut. I got a light on my head. I need to cut this piece right here. This needs to go over about 3/16. So I gotta cut that. Let me see. Gotta cut it to here. Put my finger on that. Gotta cut that much off. Okay, I got this in. Probably could have cut a little bit less, but I'm laying on my back. It's real pain. Like 68 years old, I have to keep getting in and out of this little tiny car. And then I drill a new hole here. I could have put it in the same hole, but this would have came out. I want this tight that way. Okay, I got this one in. It was a bitch. But it lines up right about there. In other words, you got to get it in the right spot to get those spots in the safety belt mechanism I was talking about earlier. And then here, I could not get underneath of this. I think I got sealant on the window. So I just, that lip I notched so I could drop it down. I notched the lip out of this piece. But it's in. The neck's killing me. Okay, I got those in. I guess, again, if you're watching my videos, they're all discombobulated. That's the only word I can think of. Because I keep running into weird stuff. But, so when I started this video, I was bummed out. Because I wanted to work on the doors. But then I decided, what I said in other videos way back is, when you get depressed or overwhelmed or whatever, just move on to something else. So, once I did that, I got these put in right now. Get the seatbelt covers put in right now. Got the grills in, the sills in. I got the seats out. I cut those flaps off that were driving me nuts. I don't know. Got to be something else. But those are something that was, it's really been bugging me for a long time. I just didn't want to get in here because I don't fit. I'm old. It hurts to bend in certain angles, and I'm not 20 anymore, or 30, or I think you start getting like this when you get about 55 to 60. So I'm past that. So in the meantime, the battery's charged up. The next video, I believe we caught back up and I can get back on the doors. I think I'm gonna have to replace that motor. So I'm probably gonna take the window out, and I think I'm gonna have to replace the windshield wiper motor because it's not squirting far enough. I was watching a show called Phantom Works. If you ever watched that, it's a good show. The guy restores cars. He says that when he puts in, oh, I'm going to temperature gauges now, or old car parts. He says sometimes he has to buy 5 parts to get one that works. Because everything's made in China. So you might have a part that, I mean, again, we're talking about the windshield wiper motor now. It's squirting, but I don't think it has enough pressure. But how do you test that? I mean, I don't know. It appears to work, but I just don't think it's strong enough. The other option I thought about was squeezing these nozzles and make them like you do a hose to make it squirt further. But the chances are I'd screw them up. That's going to be my last option. And this was on 0. So I'm just going to take this off, and I think it's charged enough to do what I want to do next.